What is happening, good people? We are here for Macro Dirt Podcast number 55, the Godzilla Podcast. I've got my man Jared and the Angry Inch ready to go. What's up, JD?
What's up, redneck?
Oh, I like that one. I'll take that. I could run with that. I could play some Freebird and really run with that. The Godzilla episode.
Yes. Why do we call it Godzilla?
Hideki.
Because of Hideki Matsui.
Oh
Yes.
my God. Do I have some stories? Dude, where do you want to start, dude?
2009 World Series MVP.
Let's get right into it right there. Let's get right into it right there because I was at the game, right? It's Yankees against my favorite pitcher, Pedro Martinez, is pitching for the Phillies. I forget who's pitching for the Yankees. I feel like it's Pettit or something like that. But Hideki comes up. He has his first at bat is an 8-pitch towering 2-run home run, right, off of Pedro in the second inning. His second at bat is a 2-run bases loaded single in the third inning. And his third at bat, he comes up in the fifth to share a singles. A-Rod singles behind him, and I'm out of beer. So I get up to go run to the quick beer spot, and I grab my 2 Bud aluminum cans, and I see that my buddy has got a spot open right next to him, like literally 20 yards between me and where Hideki is now at the plate. So I go running up with my 2 beers. I sit down, and I go, here, have one of these. I'm sitting here for a minute, and the guy that was with him had just got up. So I go, he is about to deal the death blow right now, right? There's 2 men on base. He smashes one off the left center field wall for a double. It's 7-1 Yankees. That's the night they won the series in that game, by the way.
He was a very underrated player. I mean, he was hitting 35, 40 home runs a year, but still like underrated,
Totally underrated. Yeah, he didn't get a lot of like respect, and I'm not sure why. It might have been his look and his demeanor. He played with no emotion.
Yeah.
Like literally, I'm going to show the picture. Braden's going to show the picture of him, but I took a picture of Hideki when I sat down next to my buddy when I said he's about to deal the death blow. And then I took a picture of him standing on second base, and he's standing there with the straightest face you've ever seen. He just drove in his 6th run in the goddamn World Series. They're about to win it. He has no expression on his face whatsoever. He's sleeping. So maybe that's why.
So did you hear the news about him that came out like last year?
What was it? No.
So apparently Hideki Matsui had an enormous porn collection, like tens of thousands of videos. Like he was like this big porn dog, and he used to try to like let reporters like borrow his videos. He was trying to like he was always like giving out videos to the press.
I would have happily left the story out of our production today, to be quite honest with you. That was really a downer. He went from underrated to like, grossing me out, but is what it is. All I can remember is that I had 2 dimes on the Yankees in the series. I had a dime on the Yankees in that game, and I walked back to my seat like literally like I was a direct descendant of Joe DiMaggio with 2 more beers in my hand, strutting around the stadium. So that was a great night. Let's get into the markets, JD. The dollar still hasn't ticked lower since you pointed out DMARC exhaustion. We've got Bitcoin going through the roof for a number of reasons. What's your assessment of that?
Yeah, I was looking at the FX charts today, and even though the dollar's rallying, it should be rallying more. Like, I'm a little concerned about it. Like, we should be getting more of an impulsive move. Now, we do have CPI. Is CPI Wednesday or Tuesday? I can't remember. Tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, with any luck, we'll get a higher CPI, sort of a hotter number. Dollar will get stronger, but yeah, I'm not thrilled. Like, it's working, but I'm not thrilled with the price action. It should be working more.
Yeah, I would agree with that. And I think you're dreaming if you think we're going to get a CPI number that's going to jar the markets right now. I just think that we're so set up for more of a snoozer. you can argue that some commodity prices are a little high, but I don't think that's going to factor into any kind of a beat that's going to raise an eyebrow. Maybe they're a tick hotter or 2 ticks hotter or something like that. But it is pretty cool to see, like, global bonds are selling off pretty not hard, but they're selling off a little bit as Bitcoin, climbs through 120K. I got to put it up. I haven't looked at it in a few hours. But there's a lot going on in Bitcoin. It's crypto week in Congress. I guess it traded to a high of almost 124K and backed off to like 121 where it is now. But this is crypto week. There's Congress in the House of Representatives. They're going over the Digital Asset Market Clarity Act, the U.S. Stablecoins Act, and the Anti-CBDC Surveillance Act.
Did you see this quote from Christine Lagarde? Did you see this?
No.
She basically came out and said that stable coins were a threat to central banking because they were decentralizing monetary policy. And she said this was negating the public good that central bankers offer.
Isn't that the whole design of Bitcoin?
Yeah.
I mean, isn't that why we're here? You know what I mean? It's like, thanks, Christine. Yeah, we're aware of that, I don't know what she's thinking, but I don't know what they're going to do. Like, I don't really have a great education on stable coins. I don't even know if I really understand how they play into the whole cryptocurrency. I'd love a really clear explanation on that. I should probably get one from Grok. But it's interesting that it's breaking out. The dollar's not strengthening. While Bitcoin is breaking out, gold is still going nowhere. I'm going to ring the bell every week that we talk and gold doesn't make a new high because it's
silver is putting in new highs.
Yeah, that is a good call. Silver hasn't stopped. And there's all the more reason that, makes me a little bit bearish gold. It's like silver's climbing here. Platinum and palladium are still in good shape. Silver, just traded up to almost $40. Like, why is gold not going anywhere? $39 silver, $120,000 Bitcoin. Gold is the store of value trade, burning oil in the freaking left lane. You know what I mean? Like, it's just ridiculous. So we'll see how that pans out. What else is on your mind? What do you think about stocks, JD?
I mean, still kind of neutral. In my, I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but my personal portfolio is about 85 to 90% international stocks. I have very little U.S. stocks.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that was working when the dollar was selling off. Now that the dollar is rallying a little bit, it's not working. Mm-hmm. But my take on the dollar is that we're going to get this face-ripping rally. Then it's going to resume selling off for the next few years. So I'm bearish dollar, long international assets. Mm-hmm. I think that continues to work. But yeah, I mean, the only stocks I own in the U.S. are HIMS and Fannie and Freddie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Why Fannie and Freddie?
I think they're gonna. I think they're gonna get restored to private companies.
Oh yeah.
I think they're gonna be taken out of conservatorship. So
interesting. Very good. Well, I'm long a boatload of stocks. They're working, and I'm managing the risk. I'm happy about the rotation that I see because I still see cyclicals. If you look at the last week performance, the top of the leaderboard is a huge breakout in airlines after Delta reported, basically a return of corporate traffic after a bit of a congestion period due to trade discussions. So that puts the whole trade tariff heat even further in the rearview mirror. And you look at, airlines were up 5%, 6% last week. Industrial miners were at the top of the leaderboard. Oil and gas stocks, oil services, aerospace and defense, and home builders. And so you got a whole bunch of cyclical sectors at the top of the leaderboard while the S&P is just rotating. The NASDAQ was where the weakness was. Some of those sectors were negative, down 1.5% on the week or so. And it still looks like a healthy breakout rally to me in stocks. So I'm not going with that story until something derails it.
Dude, you want to hear my airline story from years ago?
Yeah. Oh, I got a good one too. Go ahead.
This was during the big bear market, 11, 12, 13, right? And airline fares had gotten to the lowest in history. So in 2013, a round trip ticket from New York to LA was $230. Like the fares were in the shitter. So I was on a flight from LaGuardia to Myrtle Beach. I got on the plane in LaGuardia. It was a Spirit flight, and this is back when Spirit tickets were like $19, right?
Yeah.
So I get on the plane, and there's a homeless guy on the plane, like reeks, like looks homeless, and he has his carry-on is a garbage bag, and he's putting the garbage bag in the overhead bin. And I said to myself, I'm like, dude, if airline fares are so cheap that homeless people can fly, like airlines are about to rip. Like this is the absolute low. So
That is funny. That is classic. I'll tell my airline story because I was on, a very big institutional trading desk that had a very robust airline research department and a great analyst. And to make the long story short, Delta reported, and the stock had run probably 15% into the report and was gap opening higher. My analyst was raising his price target, and he was as bullish as you could be. And I asked him, I was like, what do you think even after this 15% run? And he goes, oh, Delta is going to rally for the next, I would say, I don't know, 3 or 4 days in a row on this news. And I was like, interesting. You think so, huh? And it was just a classic setup to me where it was gapping over to a new high and it was teed up for a perfect sale into earnings, right? We removed an unknown. And so I went into some of my fast money accounts and I was just like, I have some airlines data points for you. With the stock gapping higher, our analyst is raising the price target another $15. And he just said to me that he thinks that they're going to rally for 3 or 4 days in a row. And one of the fast money accounts goes, take an order to short 250 Delta. Let me know when you're done. I was like, got it. Thanks. So that's how you steal orders from Goldman Sachs on Wall Street. Right. Did you see Michael Saylor's tweet this morning?
No.
It was funny. I thought I got to give him credit. Short Bitcoin if you hate money. Right. Just as like I'm peeling my eyes open and reading this report that $1.3 billion of shorts were liquidated as Bitcoin went up through 120K. I see that tweet from him and I was like, all right, that's good. I'll give you credit. That's good. What else is topical in the markets, JD?
Nothing to do with bonds. Still in a range. Healthcare, I mean, this isn't new news, but healthcare is disaster. The weight loss stocks have like gotten the shiz beat out of them. You're looking at, Medicaid being cut. Like, I mean, dude, I think the next 3.5 years for healthcare are going to be pretty tough. Look at a chart of XLV, like,
I just called it up. What's interesting is that it traded off as low as literally it touched bear market. It was down 20% from the highs at the low mark, and it's now down about 17%. It's not anywhere out of the woods, has not recovered moving averages. So technically it looks terrible. That is a fairly significant pullback in that sector. So it's also one of the sectors that I have a noise cancellation policy on, just because I have to limit the number of things that I trade. But this is an interesting chart and setup, especially if RFK Jr. is really going to shake things up, but who really knows anymore with the Trump administration. But that's a good call. I'm still focused on industrial miners, which kind of just made it towards the top of the year-to-date leaderboard. They're just behind aerospace and defense, uranium miners, and gold miners. They're up 27% on the year. And, if the silver and platinum flywheel keep going and gold holds its own, I mean, it could be a really good, and base metals come alive with a continued theme of weaker dollar. Industrial miners is a sector that might be really good trade. And what's wild is that we'll put the chart up. There's a full V recovery right back to the old highs, and it looks like it's going to be a fresh breakout if we get through there, which is like a new leg higher. So that's kind of the sector that's the most on my mind that I don't have on my pad. At the moment, I've got social media, airlines, the S&P, gold stocks, Bitcoin, and everybody's making money.
Yeah.
But like I said, we're managing the risk. The way we do it with trailing stops, and when markets curl over, we take our money, get out, and see what happens next. That's like we were saying, like there's 1,000 better trades than being short the dollar down here or being long gold at 3,400. There just are. What else, JD? Did we cover mostly everything that's topical in the markets?
Yeah,
I feel like we
so.
touched on it.
Yep.
All right, off market.
Dude, it's this is going to get published tomorrow. It's the 15th of July. It's in the ass crack of summer.
Yeah.
Dead in the middle of summer. Every time I send a newsletter, I get all these out of office replies.
Yeah.
Like it's just,
Someone's got to meme that out when you're a newsletter author, like the number of out of office replies on different weeks of the summer. Like I like to track to see, which week is the biggest bar of out of office replies. Because it's funny, but you realize that, people are out being people and relaxing themselves. And that's the way it's got to be. And this is the season for it. JD, let's go into off topic with a couple of questions that I thought about, right? That are just random questions, right? You can transplant summer vacation inside and outside of the United States. What are your two favorite spots? Summer vacation.
Outside Greece. For sure. Milos, which is a very lightly populated island. I've been to Milos in 2021. It was the most incredible thing I've ever done.
Is that right? And that's cool.
Inside the US, I would just go with Miami. Like I just love Miami. I'm going there. I'm actually going there at the end of the month. So yeah. Yeah,
that's a good spot. Summer vacation. So I'll throw mine out. I mean, I'm an Italy guy, so I would go right back to the town that I was just in several weeks ago called Via Reggio for a beautiful, beautiful little break. It's a blue collar Italian beach town, and it is just perfect for me. Inside the States, I'm going to stay true to my Long Island roots and spend a week of the summer in Montauk, because I still think that it's one of the best pieces of real estate that I've ever stood on in the continental United States. And in the summertime, it's pure fire. Pure fire. Everything from, restaurants, bars, clubs, amazing beaches, cool little casual hangouts. Montauk is right on in the summertime. You're getting on the road this week, are you?
Yeah, going to Nashville, leaving Tuesday. So I'm actually doing a couple things. I'm going to Nashville. I'm playing at a club called Night We Met on Thursday night from 8 to 12. If you want to come, it's too late. It's already sold out.
Wow.
Yeah. And then after that, I am flying to Dayton, Ohio to see my brother compete in a bodybuilding competition.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really? How old is he? And what kind of competition is this?
He's 55. It's like a natural bodybuilding competition. Yeah.
Holy smokes. That's pretty cool. That'd be fun.
Yeah.
That's a really good time, man. Good. I hope he wins it. That's fantastic. So here's a pretty cool Nashville story. I'm in Nashville a couple of months ago now for like my annual fraternity brother get together there, where we get like 25 guys there every year for a great party. We're in the speakeasy of the Virgin Hotel, and there's a great band playing. There's a gal lead singer and a great guitar player, a guy playing guitar, another guy playing bass. And a guest shows up and joins the band and sings with the band, right? This guy is this short, chubby guy, face tattoos. He's wearing a Budweiser hoodie. He's wearing shorts and his knees are tattooed. He comes up and belts out one of the best 20-minute sets that I've ever heard by a vocalist, right? And I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? So I see him after the thing, because it's a small speakeasy, the bar, it's not a huge place at all. And I'm like, dude, I give him 5. I'm like, dude, that was amazing, man. Congratulations. Like he's some junior performer. And he's like, oh, thanks very much. I appreciate it. The next morning, one of my fraternity brothers goes to me, dude, do you know who that was? That was Teddy Swims.
I know who that is.
I didn't know who it was either. And I looked up his tour and I found out on the spot that his next date, one of his next dates in New York was a back-to-back nighter at Radio City Music Hall. And so I mentioned it to my kids and I was like, do you guys know Teddy Swims? And my daughter's like, yeah, he's got like 2 billion views on one of his, favorite big songs on YouTube.
God.
Yeah.
Wow.
So we didn't even know it. I was so like late stage starstruck.
Yeah.
You know, it was like too late to say anything, too late to even realize it, too late. I could have snapped the coolest picture with the guy. He was friendly as could be. And now I listen to him all the time. Give him a chance. Teddy Swims is really, really good, talented.
Swims.
Yeah, from I think he's from Georgia. But he just had 2 sold-out shows at Radio City at the end of the summer. I mean, the beginning of the summer. Really cool. So that's it, JD. Bitcoin's backing off toward 120K as we speak. The S&P stuck at 6,300. Gold's not going through 33.50, traded to a high of 33.70, backed off. Oil's sliding below 68. It's a summertime, man. Do the things that you enjoy during this time of year.
Yeah, go get in the pool. Go pee in the pool.
Go pee in the pool. Go off the diving board. Go do some surfing or bodyboarding. Get yourself out of your comfort zone. Go outside and sweat a little bit. Have a great time. Subscribe to the Macro Dirt dual subscription. We're trying to strike while the fire is hot, and we are getting a lot of new subscribers that all seem very happy. So let's keep the train going, right, JD?
Yep.
Awesome. That wraps up the Godzilla podcast. By the way, the last note, Hideki's 51st birthday was July 12th, 2 days ago.
Oh, wow. He's
pretty cool, right?
He's younger than me. That's crazy. Yeah.
I wouldn't have been able to guess how old he was, but I thought that was a pretty cool little data point to throw in there as we close up the Godzilla podcast. Hasta la vagina, good people.
Hasta la vagina.